All right, these are just a couple of word problems that are like the problems that we have been doing. Um, area of a rectangular barnyard is given by the trinomial 4x squared plus 8x minus 21. And they're asking for the possible dimensions. We know that for rectangles you get length times width. So what are they saying is what two things multiply together to get 4x squared plus 8x minus 21. So let's take the leading coefficients of 4 right here and the constant term of negative 21, and they multiply together to be negative 84. That's what we're going to try listing the factors of, and what we're looking for is two numbers that will multiply to that, but will add to negative 8. And we know that we've got one of each sign because it's a negative 21. So let's see how we do here. We're either going to have 1 times negative 84 or negative 1 times 84. Or 2 times negative 42 or negative 2 times positive 42. We're still pretty far apart. Those add together to be 40, and we kind of get it to 8. So we need numbers that are much closer together. 3 times anything, yes. 4 times anything, 5 times anything, 6 times anything. Yes, what we're really trying to do is I want to skip over numbers and just get to something a little bit closer. We can list them all. Okay, so 3 times negative 28 or negative 3 times positive 28. About 4 times anything. Yeah, 4 times. If I remember, if I double this, double 2 to 4, I can take half of this, and that's negative 21. Or negative 4 times positive 21. 5 times anything? No, it doesn't end in 0 or 5. 6 times anything? Let's see. I can double 3 to 6, and I can take half of negative 28 to be negative 14. Those actually add up to negative 8. If I had the signs swapped, that was a negative and that was a positive, that would be the 8 that I need. So I'm going to box that out and say that's the set that we're breaking this down to. Okay. And yeah, 84 is a big number, so that breaks down a bunch of different ways. But let's write it out now. We're going to write out 4x squared. And instead of 8x, we're going to write negative 6x and positive 14x. Those two combined to the positive 8x. And then minus 21. Now we can group them. We can group this one, this pair, and this pair. Say, what can we factor out? Well, what can we factor out of 4x squared minus 6x? We can factor out a 2 and an x. And we are left with 2x. Negative 6x divided by 2x is negative 3. And then what can we factor out of 14x minus 21? We can factor a 7 out. And we're left with a 2x minus 3. And that's good because we got the same thing inside twice. So what do we get as a result? We take that two things that we factored out, the 2x and the positive 7, and they become one of the binomials. The thing that was left twice, 2x minus 3, that becomes the other binomial. And 2x plus 7, 2x minus 3, where do we see that answer? D. All right, and let's do that again. Let's do that again for 51. We're going to take the two leading coefficients. What are the leading coefficients? They are 4 from 4y squared. I shouldn't say the two leading coefficients. I should say the leading coefficient of 4 and the constant of negative 10. They multiply to be negative 40. So that's what I'm going to list the factors of. Okay, and what we're trying to get is 3 here. So we're going to get two numbers that are fairly close together, but let's list them out. We've got 1 times negative 40, or negative 1 times positive 40, 2 times negative 20, or negative 2 times positive 20. 3 times anything? No, but we've got 4 times negative 10, or negative 4 times positive 10. 5 times anything? Yeah, we've got 5 times negative 8, or negative 5 times positive 8. And hey, what do you know? What do you know? Those two numbers add up to 3. So those are the ones we want to use. So over here on the right-hand side, we're going to say, or on the left-hand side rather, 4y squared. And that 3y is going to be a negative 5y and a positive 8y. Those go together to be the positive 3y. And then minus 10. And now what are we going to do? We're going to group these two together and these two together and factor out what we can factor out. So from 4y squared, or 4y squared minus 5y, we can only factor out the y. And we're left with 4y minus 5. And then from the 8y minus 10, we can factor out a 2. And we're left with 4y minus 5. Same thing inside twice. 4y minus 5, that's a good sign. So we are going to take our things that we factored out, y plus 2 will become the first, and 4y minus 5, what was left in each one, as the second. And that becomes our answer. So where can we find that answer? Y plus 2, 4y minus 5, that's answer D.